There's not a better police unit in the entire country than those that respond here in New York City. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul is on the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thank you for your time today. And we are reacting to a lot of this news in real time, so thank you for your input. It's been reported that perhaps this Uzbeki came to the U.S. on what's known as a diversity visa. You know about the program. Do you have any problems with it, Senator, or issues or things that need to be addressed right now on it?
You know, I've been saying all along that our first defense and our best defense is at our borders, who travels to visit us and who travels to live here. And I think we need more extensive screening. I like the idea of what President Trump's talking about, that people should come to our country based on merit, but also based on allegiance, that you have to have allegiance to the things we believe in. And I think we should extensively question people. Do you believe in freedom of religion? Do you believe that anybody should be able to practice openly their religion? Are you tolerant of other people's religion? Will you pledge allegiance to our flag and to our country if you come here? And really, if you can't answer all of those questions well, and if you don't have a sponsor, and if you're not coming here because you have a skill we want, then I don't think that we should have an open border to the world. There have been surveys that say 700 million people would come here if they could. We can't allow 700 million people to come, so we should be selective on who does come.
Here's what the president said about that earlier today on this tweet. I've just ordered Homeland Security to step up our already extreme vetting program. Being politically correct is fine, but not for this. So in order to meet his standard that he's suggesting, you change the questions as you described there?
I think you have to have more extensive questioning. I think the idea of sponsorship is important. You know, when my wife's grandmother came here from Ireland in the 1920s, you had to have a sponsor, and the sponsor was basically responsible for you. So if someone comes here, there needs to be an American family that is responsible for them and pledges that they will be responsible for them. We also need to check back up on them, and there should be a period of time when you come here, when you get your green card, that requires good behavior, good citizenship. And we do have to have more strict rules.
He may have come here under the law based on the way the law is established. He may have had a valid driver's license.
Right.
Well, the diversity visa is a lottery system, correct? That's what you're talking about.
And I think that's what the president's complaint here is, and I agree with him, is that just randomly taking people from around the world makes no sense. Why don't we be selective? Why don't we take people with skills, but also people who want to come to our country because they want to be part of America and not want to come here to be sort of this, exclusionary group that is going to hate us even from within our country. So we do have to be more selective. And frankly, I have agreed with the president. There are certain countries right now that there is so much terrorism there and so lack of an ability to determine who these people are that maybe we should stop certain countries from sending people here for a while. It's not like you have a right to move to our country.
Point well taken. Meritocracy is something that's getting a lot more attention now. There are a few other topics today that are not getting quite the level of attention, but they will, and that's the Republican tax plan. What can you tell our viewers you think is in this plan that is yet to be made public, and based on all the reporting, it will be delayed for yet another day tomorrow instead of today?
Well, I'll tell you a new development. This really got started a lot yesterday, and I'm part of this, is that we should repeal the individual mandate. This is a part of Obamacare, but the interesting thing is if we repeal it, it allows us to give the middle class more of a tax cut. I've been concerned all along that the tax plan may or may not have a good tax cut for the middle class, but if you repeal the individual mandate, we help to fulfill our promise that you shouldn't force people to buy insurance, but that also has a large cost to government, and when that is removed, it allows us to actually give the middle class more of a tax cut. So repealing the individual mandate is something, at least in the Senate, that's gaining some momentum, and I think there's a lot of people who say, you know what, we could fulfill two pledges here, cut taxes and get rid of part of Obamacare.
Well, that's not in it, correct? You're just suggesting you'd like to see it in the bill.
No, I think it's under discussion on the Senate side. We haven't decided what's in the Senate bill. In the House bill so far, there are some rumblings, but I haven't heard of it being in the bill. On the Senate side, I'm working very hard to try to see if we can get the individual mandate, repeal of the individual mandate, in the tax bill because it allows the middle class to have more of a tax cut.